This shot was created by using over £60,000 worth of video equipment. But in this video, we're going to show you how we attempt to match the quality of this shot by using just a $1,200 mobile phone. Hey, it's Joey here for the videos team. I'm joined by Nindy in the corner there, and we've got Dan on the camera there. You'll see in a minute. And in this video today, we're going to be talking about how to create a really highly cinematic looking shot like you just saw before this intro, and how we can make that using just a mobile phone. So my phone's actually on charge at the moment, but I'm using a Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. So pretty cool phone, but look, if you're using a Samsung or an Android or one of the newest iPhones, you'll pretty much be able to recreate one of these kinds of shots. And the secret here isn't really necessarily about the camera per se. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie, look, we've got a red helium here. This camera's pretty much rigged up with around about £60,000 worth of gear just kind of sitting on this tripod. So, you know, there is obviously a lot of power sat right here. However, that's not necessarily what's making the shot look amazing. What's making the shot look amazing is all the stuff that's kind of scattered around this room. So that's what we're going to kind of run you through quickly as we're getting Nindy set up to sit on the seat. So what we'll do is, if we switch up, I'll take the camera and Dan's going to kind of walk through what we're doing in the room to make it look pretty first. And then we'll get Nindy sat down, we'll get the phone set up, and then we'll take the shot and see if we can recreate what you saw at the start of this video. So we'll switch. So I've passed the camera over to Dan, and we are in the podcast room with Nindy, who's going to be our subject today. So Dan, why don't you walk us through kind of what we're going to be doing now?
Yeah, just going to make it a little bit more cinematic, give it a bit of character, some atmosphere. Not hard to make this subject look good, but we can improve it. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of any excess light. I always try and get rid of any light before I set up anything. So you start from the bottom up. So I've got this nice softbox. It's got a grid, disperses the light a little bit better. And I'm going to hang it up there. That'll do. Nindy, if this falls down, I apologise.
Stick your torchlight on, Nindy. Give us a little bit of light. There we go.
Yeah. Wow. There's two measurements of light generally in Nindy, take a seat. When you're shooting video, it's daylight, which is 550 or 5,500 or 5,600, depending on how far back you go with film. And you measure it, that matches daylight temperature basically in Kelvin. And you also got tungsten, which is like the bottom end of the scale. Just emulates daylight essentially at 5,500. So yeah, I mean, you can already see it looks pretty good. I'll check my exposure first. So yeah, dark where it needs to be dark. It's still retaining quite a lot of detail because it's a red. So that's quite nice. The light's kind of shaping him, as you can see on the shoulders and a bit around the head. I'm going to use this white cardboard just as a bounce. I don't know if you can see. So if you just look around his chin and his face, and you can just see it brings back a little bit. It's a bit of a key light. Going to bounce a little bit more light off the whiteboard. Joey wanted a bit of drama, so we're going to just chuck a bit of colour in there. Nice bit of red. Is that bright? Yeah, good. So I'm going to bounce it off here a bit. It's picking more up on his jumper than anything else, but it is kind of giving him a bit more light on the face. Next thing we're going to do is add a bit of atmosphere, a bit of ambiance. And this is in the form of, it's called atmosphere aerosol. Atmosphere in a can. I don't know how else to describe it. It's non-toxic. So yeah, I'm just gonna add a little bit. Now they use this quite a lot in films, just to kind of give a bit of light in places you need. You wouldn't normally be able to see a lot of the light and where it comes in. So this just kind of helps kind of move it around the room a bit better. So I can kind of create some nice haze in the corner. And this is all we did on the other one. And that's basically it. Just a couple of lights, some hairspray, and yeah.
Cool. So we should try and take that same shot on the mobile phone. So let's switch it up and I'll grab my phone.
Yeah.
Right, so first things first is on the Samsung phone, you've obviously got advanced controls. So you got Pro video mode on the Samsung. So what I'm going to do is just go into the settings first thing, and in the rear video, we want to choose resolution, UHD 60 frames per second. So essentially that's giving us 4K in 60 frames, because what we've just recorded on the red here essentially is a slow motion version of Nindy sitting there, because the slow-mo adds that whole kind of cinematic feel to it. It looks really cool and, you know, gloomy and so we're going to try and recreate that over here. So 60 frames, 4K, that's cool. Let's go back and let's get this set up on this little thingy here. So just to, I mean, you know, a couple of things here is, oh shit, it's pressed the Bixby button.
No one wants Bixby.
First thing is obviously, let's just get this focus right. So that's over here on the autofocus thing. We can just kind of move this up and down and make sure we're on Nindy's face. I believe it does have focus peaking. It did have focus peaking, and now it doesn't.
Maybe it's too much.
Let's put it into autofocus because it might be too, dark. There we go. That's on Nindy's face now. So the first thing I can notice straight away is that the camera's kind of struggling with the light. I think we can bump up the ISO. The ISO is actually only on 125. Let's just bump that up to a little bit higher up. There we go, that's much better. So that's probably the best we're gonna get here in terms of the actual setup of the shot. So what I'm gonna do is I'll hit record, and then Dan needs to do his part with the spray and all that shit. So let's just maybe pop that on the side or something.
One thing I was saying is, when I take it into post, the big difference you're going to see is the color science and being able to manipulate stuff, because the bit rate isn't there, the information isn't there. So once you'll be able to see it. Once I try and change a certain color on the red, I got billions of colors to play with. Whereas on the other phone, you'll see I change a little bit and everything will change because the information's just not there. It's not meant to be played with in post. It's kind of in camera, you get what you get.
It's almost like you shoot in the camera and it's supposed to be ready to just throw it onto YouTube or your social media or whatever, isn't it? So it's not necessarily like something you take off your phone into an editor. Like, I'm now going to send that video to Dan to download onto a machine, which is quite unusual, but hey, it's the point of the video, isn't it? So let's just see what we can do with it and see how it goes. So no promises really, but let's see what happens. All right, cool. So we've done the filming of Nindy. So we're gonna drop it into DaVinci, which is what we use here, and compare them pretty much. I mean, that looks pretty awesome, really.
You can already see like the highlight roll off on the shoulders. There's just a lot more detail in the shadows here, without any noise or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not 100% focus on his face, but
Nindy looks like the next villain in the Far Cry games.
it just looks a lot softer. You can see the way the haze is kind of picked up behind him as well. Adds a little bit to it. If we go to that one.
Check this shot out. That's the mobile one.
I mean, already colours, the highlights on the shoulders are blown out, all on the back's blown out.
It's really, it almost looks like oversaturated.
Yeah, so that's what phones tend to do. They tend to crank up the saturation a lot. So this hasn't got a saturation on it, but.
So the job here really is to try and match the phone to the red. It's going to take some work, I suppose.
So I'm not going to explain all the node systems and stuff, but
maybe for another video.
yeah, I just said at the end of when you're using red footage in R3Ds, you need to have an output node, which basically converts a color profile to how it's going to be viewed or where it's going to be viewed, which is normally a Rec 709. So most monitors calibrated Rec 709. So straight away you can see the shift in color profile and change. This is going to be purely look. What looks cool.
The green tint makes it look a little bit more like he's a gangster. It's cool. Yeah, I mean, I think that's cool. I think we want to try and let's see what we can do with the mobile phone. I mean, we're not going to get it very close, but it would be cool to see the best we can do with it.
Okay.
I mean, just like starting point, we need to just kind of get the. I just think the frame generally just needs to look a bit nicer.
Let's bring up our.
I think one of the things that we, in hindsight now, I think the lighting needed to be different. I don't think the phone can perform very well under that light condition. We probably needed to make the lighting a little bit more drastic. Let's see what we can do with this now. Like, let's do our best with it. But I think tomorrow, we'll try one more time, only on the phone, and we'll try and light it slightly differently and see if we can make it any better than what we've got here, because this looks bad. So maybe that was a failed attempt the first try, but we'll try it again tomorrow, and we'll try another take tomorrow. Hey, so we're back again. The shot basically looked like when we went and tried to check it out. It just looked really bad. We lost a lot of detail on the face. I think the light's not like optimal for the phone. So if we jump in here, we can kind of just talk through a little bit of the issues, I guess, that we found. So the first thing was the camera position was wrong. So the frame on the camera was kind of like up here, going down. So that automatically just didn't really match up to the original red shot. And generally it just looked a bit shit. So that Dan's already got the tripod now in a better position for the camera. So that's cool. I'll just stick that there for a minute. So that's the first thing. The light, I guess, Dan, you're probably going to play around with that now, try to make it a little bit more optimal.
Yeah, we'll put more light on the scene, but make sure it's not all hitting where it was being soaked up before.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. So let's start jiggling things around.
Probably less haze.
Less haze.
I have to explain why I'm in a vest and shorts. I've just been to the gym, okay? So I'm gonna turn up the light ever so slightly. Maybe you can see shoulders blown out, heads blown out. Move your head forward a little bit, tilt it down. So I just add this little bit of bounce at the beginning. Add a teeny bit of haze.
I mean, the key difference here is we used the 60 frame mode on the last one, and that really changes the light on the phone.
I'm surprised how good the iPhone looked, to be fair.
Yeah, we could try the iPhone.
Yeah, so we'll do.
Yeah, why not?
It's nice, that. I'll be happy with that. I think that looks pretty moody and cinematic. Maybe you just need a new phone.
Maybe, just got it yesterday. 2 different retakes now, so got one from my phone, another one from the iPhone, so in fact, I suppose it's now going to change into multiple phone tests, but Dan will take it to the desk, play around with it, he'll record kind of what he's doing, and then let's see how it comes up.
So Joey's asked me to take the footage into the edit and see if we can match the phone footage to the red, or get it as close as possible. I'm a bit skeptical, because I've been using reds for, over 12 years, and I know how powerful they are, especially in post. So I'm going to leave the red footage as close to how we capture it in the camera. We were pretty shocked at the results. We thought the phones would handle it better. It had a decent amount of light. We had it on manual settings, but it turns out, the iPhone smashed it. Really shocked by how good it was. We weren't even going to use it, but Nindy had one to hand, and it, worked pretty well. B, how bad the Samsung was. This is meant to be one of the best smartphone cameras there is. It even shoots 8K, fake K. Because of the setup, it is immediately more cinematic, but it was a very basic setup, like one main light and a little bit of bounce. So I'm just going to try and match the footage as best as possible. Okay, so I'm jumping into DaVinci because this is my software of choice. Here is the Samsung, and this is the iPhone footage. Again, pretty impressed there. Okay, so I jump into color. Again, so this is a red file, the original, and this is just with a basic output on the end, an output LUT. So if we take a little screen grab of that, so we can compare it. So this is the Samsung, This time around, a little bit better. You can see it's a little bit more in focus. Disappointed with the quality, and it's very smooth, but we've done it so now the highlights aren't as bad and blown out on his head as they were before. So quick comparison. First glance is that with most phones, they oversaturate it. I don't know why they do this. I guess for standard photos, it's more pleasing to the general public. So what I'm going to do is try and change the temperature a bit, bring down the highlights a little bit, and just change the roll off. So I'm just going to use the curves to give it a little bit more drama. I'm going to desaturate it ever so slightly, just because I don't like the way it oversaturates. It's not natural. And then I will add a teeny bit of green here in the shadows. Take down the reds a little bit in the mid-tones. Now, that's where it was before, and that's how it is now. I think that's a massive improvement. We sorted out contrast, given it like a nice vignette. It's never going to look this good because look how detailed it is. And that's with minimal effort. Again, it just shows like we're using a 60 grand camera, what do you expect? But for a cinematic shot with a minimal setup, that's not too bad. Okay, iPhone. I'm gonna see if I can just copy the grade across. Okay, I mean that's not too bad. So I basically just copied the grade from the Samsung. Highlights are a little up, so I bring down that. So this is a lot better in low light. You can see how the contrast around his face now, it's just not great. No, it does look pretty pixelated, but I think that's just how the software is handling the file. Straight out of phone, you know, no grade, the iPhone pretty much wins. So I turn off the color. iPhone, Samsung, red. So I think the iPhone looks better than the Samsung straight out of camera. But with a grade, the Samsung does really well. Look at that. Anyway, I'll leave that to Joey to sign off because I've done as best I can. But yeah, thank you. Peace.
So after a very kind of long-winded video of just trying this out, we've come to the conclusion that I would kind of class this as maybe a fail in terms of us being able to create a like-for-like image. But you know, I think I'll give us I don't know, if I was gonna grade it, I'd say it's like a C, maybe, C+, because end of the day, it's a red, so you know, it's not gonna be easy. I think the assumption was that if we could just get the set right, as in we got the lighting on point and the atmosphere of the room correct, then it would look good. Now it does look good with all that stuff in there. It doesn't look as good as the red, but there was a lot of work, obviously, as you've seen, Dan has had to do to really get it to a fairly decent point. Again, we're not saying it's the same, and I wasn't trying to imply we were going to get it the same. But you know, it does show that with with quite a bit of work, you can get a decent, quite a decent picture out of the phone. I think the big thing about this is the takeaway, I guess, is just think about kind of what you're doing with the room. Like, think about where you're shooting, because yes, it is a phone, and if your mindset is like, yeah, I'll just pull my phone out, shoot something, and then get it online, it's probably gonna look a bit shit. But if you put some thought into like what you're gonna do with the room, with the light, you know, is there interesting stuff you can do? I'm not saying you've got to like, you know, get your little smoke can and all of that every single time you want to do a shot, but the whole point is like just putting some emphasis on the environment to get the shot right, and then, you know, spending some time learning about what you can do in app in your editor to try and get your image to look better. If that kind of stuff is something that you would want to learn about in terms of grading and all of that kind of stuff, leave a comment in the comment section below, and we can, you know, obviously look at implementing that over the course of these series. But hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed us trying and kind of failing and sort of doing it. But you know, if you have any questions, thoughts, hate, just leave it in the comments below, and we'll try and get back to you as soon as we can, and we'll see you in the next video. What am I saying? That went straight down my throat.
That's what she said.